So when I first started this channel, I was racking my brain trying to think of a video to introduce myself to Booktube, and I couldn't think of anything to do whatsoever. So my first video ended up being a 2015 reading wish list. I have only just now discovered that I could have done the Booktube Newbie Tag. So because I've only got a couple of videos on this channel, I am going to do the Booktube Newbie Tag now. The original video was created by Brenda C, and I've posted a link to that video in the description, so you should all go check it out. I have the questions on my Kindle. In a few of the other videos that I've watched, there have actually been different questions, but I've just copied the questions from the original video and I'm going to answer those ones, so hopefully it's right. The first question is, why did you start this channel? Well, I've been reviewing books on my blog, The Queen of Teen Fiction, since January 2011, and I've always watched Booktube videos, and I've always wanted to try Booktube, but I've never had the confidence to really do it before. I'm always looking for new ways to get out my opinion about books that I love, because that's why I set up my blog in the first place, really. At the time, I didn't really have any friends that were interested in reading that much. I do now, but back then I used to just force my sister into reading the same books as me so I'd have somebody to talk to about them. So when I set up my blog, that was just really a way to get my opinion out. My reviews are still really bad. I don't think I've improved at reviewing at all, but I just love writing about books and I love talking about books, so hence the Booktube channel. It's also a way for me to build confidence in myself really as well, because doing a video on camera is always something that is so terrifying to me, because even though it's just a camera in a room, I'm still terrified of it, so Booktube is helping me get over that in a way, so that's really good. The second question, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? I honestly have no idea. I don't see myself as an overly creative person. Well, I'm a little creative, but not majorly creative, so I don't really know what unique things I can bring. I would really love to contribute a tag to Booktube, and I've already got a couple of ideas that I'm working on at the moment, so yeah, that's really something that I would like to do in Booktube world. Number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Well, I just can't wait to talk all things bookish with you guys. I suppose, I really love talking about books that are really popular with everyone. Books like The Mortal Instruments, for example. I know loads of people make videos about books like that, but also on my blog I do really focus on UKYA and a lot of independent books as well. And because they're not really talked about as much, that's something that I'd really like to talk to you guys about. Because over the years I've read some really amazing self-published books that just don't get the recognition they deserve because they are self-published. So when I do read a really good hidden gem like that, I want to share it with everyone. Booktube is a really good way to get word out about books that just don't get talked about enough. Number 4, why do you love reading? It's my escape, really. When I was in my mid-teens, my life was just unbelievably dull. And I had all these big plans for when I was at university. During the summer, I really wanted to go travelling and see places and do exciting things. And then I got to university and realised that I was a poor little student and none of that stuff was going to happen. So I suppose fiction really became my only source of adventure. I was obsessed with reading from around the age of 14 anyway. When I got to the age of about 17 or 18, that was when I really fell in love with books. They were my everything, really. I also love great characters as well. Characters and stories that stay with you for a long time after you put the book down actually do have the power to change your life in some way. There are so many characters that mean a lot to me and so many stories that have stuck with me that I would love to discuss on this channel at some point, because there are a couple of them that really have changed my life, as cheesy as that sounds. So even though it's fiction, it's a book, it still has an immense amount of power, and that's why I love reading so much. Number 5, what book or book series got you into reading? Most people my age are gonna say this, and it's really, really cliche, but it was, of course, Harry Potter. Before Harry Potter, I honestly despised reading. When we had a library class in school, it was the worst class because we'd have to pick out a book that we were going to read for the next couple of weeks, and we'd have to come in each week and tell the library tutor about it. And it was my worst hour of the week, basically, because there were just no books that I wanted to read. Reading was plain dull to me until Harry Potter arrived in my life. Now, my mum actually read the books before me. Well, she started reading them before me anyway, and I still had no interest in them really until either Goblet of Fire or Order of Phoenix was released. It was one of the two, I can't remember which. But we went down to get the book on its release day for my mum to read it, and I remember being really, really bored on the train on the way home, so I picked up the book and read the first couple of pages. And that was when I kind of just decided, you know what, I'm going to try reading these books. So I went back home and started The Philosopher's Stone, and that was that, really. I just completely fell in love with Harry Potter. I can't tell you why it appealed to me, really. It just did. I still remember extremely clearly reading the last book. It was kind of like a race between me and my mum to finish it first, and I actually did. And I was in bed at the time, and I just sobbed for hours. Harry Potter did a lot for people with glasses as well, so go Harry. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favourite booktuber? I don't know if there's any one question that I'd really like to ask. I have a lot of favourite booktubers. I think the first booktuber that I really remember watching was Christine, Pull and Banana Books. But there are so many that I really love. I don't know if there is a specific question that I'd like to ask one of them. I would just really like to have a discussion about our favourite books, basically. I mean, I suppose a question that would be sensible to ask is, do you have any tips for booktubers? But I don't know if I would ask that, because everybody comes into this their own way. There is no specific tip that is guaranteed to help you on Booktube, I don't think. And the final question? What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? Well, my complete lack of self-esteem, for a start. I'm terrible at video making. I am terrible at speaking on camera. I despise watching myself back because I never see any positives. I'm just like, ew, 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 ew. So that is definitely something that is difficult for me to overcome. I'm starting to get a little better at not completely hating myself when I watch it back. I just see it as a task that has to be done, so I'm not just like despising everything about each video that I make. Another challenge I face is being a poor little peasant. I do not have great equipment to work with when making videos, so the actual video making part of Booktube is a challenge to me. So that was my Booktube Newbie Tag video. I feel like I should say something else to conclude the video, but I can't think of anything. I don't know if I'll ever have a proper schedule for my Booktube channel, because one of the things that has kept me going for so long with my blog is that I never have a strict schedule for myself, because reading and reviewing books is a hobby to me, and if I start to treat it like a business, I'm going to stop enjoying it. So I'm quite relaxed about how often I post things. So I won't sit here and tell you that there will definitely be a new video every week on a specific day, because I will not stick to that at all. I just read great books and then like talking about them. So whenever I read a great book, I will be recommending it to you. I also like doing character discussions and stuff like that, so you'll probably find a bit of that on this channel. I hope you've enjoyed my Booktube Newbie Tag. If you did, it would be great if you could give this video a little thumbs up. It would be even more great if you were to click subscribe. I don't know where the subscribe button is. Is it on this side of the... I think it's this side of the page. It'll be just under here, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!